Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm Abdulaziz.
I'm Philip Flores.
You're watching channel 231, Bandwagon News. Be glad you're not a Jew at this point in time. They're not getting treated too well right now. They have to sleep 10 people per bed. The beds are small, the mattresses are made of wood with a dirty sheet on top. The inferior have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to stand outside in the cold for roll call. They have to stand out there for hours and hours on end. It's even worse in the winter though, when it's below freezing outside. And they have to stand outside for hours. And the officers call roll 3 times a day. 1 before breakfast, 1 before lunch, and 1 before dinner.
Their day-to-day job is to cut up dead people's coats and take out their belongings, or what is left of their belongings. Throughout the year, everyone goes to bed at 9 p.m. and people try to sleep as best as possible. But it must be pretty uncomfortable because there are 10 people per small bed, and they have to sleep on their personal belongings in fear of it being stolen. It's not surprising for them to wake up to find their bedmates slit open. Some just dead from hunger and some who got violently murdered. Man, I am glad I'm not a Jew. You should be too. It's hard being an SS officer, especially when you have things to do that are not right. But the rules are clear. If you're trying to help a Jew, you get punished. But I try to exploit this rule as much as I can possible, giving a little bit extra rations of food. Only pretend to hit them when I really don't want to. I try to make conversations with the Jews sometimes when I'm alone with them. I hate Hitler. If I had the chance to eliminate him from this earth, I would do it without a single moment of hesitation. I tell myself every day, I'm doing this for my family.
What Hitler was done was cruel, dumb, and simply inhumane. There isn't a single punishment in this world that we can give him to get justice for what he did for all of the 6 million Jews that he murdered. They were gassed, tortured, and burned. What Hitler wanted to achieve was a perfect race, a perfect human. He wanted to achieve this by eliminating the inferior. What he didn't know was that playing God is not okay.
Welcome back to Bandwagon News on channel 231. We have a special guest with us, Abdulaziz.
Thank you. Now I hear you're here to ask me some questions.
Yeah, we have a couple questions.
All right, let's get started.
Okay, so how did you become an SS officer?
Well, it was a lazy Sunday. I was at home with my mom and my dad eating lunch. And then it was that day I found out that I had been drafted to work at Auschwitz. I was to be an SS officer. I was so proud of myself.
Why were you proud?
Well, it was all the rage in Berlin for young guys. Well, back then I used to be a young guy. For young guys to work at Auschwitz. So it was just a trendy thing back then.
What things were you responsible for in Auschwitz?
Well, there were roll call 3 times a day, 1 after breakfast, 1 after lunch, and 1 before dinner. I was one of the 10 officers there responsible for counting up the people.
Earlier before the interview, you had told me that you would have quit if you had the chance. Why is that?
Well, just the way that we were treating the people. They had done nothing wrong. The way we were treating them was just so inhumane and just so horrible that I just felt so bad. Every time I had the chance, I would try to help out a little bit there, a little bit of extra food here and a little bit extra there, but it was at my own risk. If I had got caught, I would be treated just as bad as the Jews, and I would have gotten hurt, my family would have gotten hurt, and it was just really bad. Many nights I would go to sleep with tears in my eyes, just reflecting on the things that I had done that caused them all this pain.
Well, thanks for the interview and answering all of my questions.
My pleasure. Here are some 6-word memoirs
From incredible poets
by Abdulaziz and Philip.
Stuck in camp, can't have fun.
Hard life. Soldiers treat us bad.
Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Channel 231 Bandwagon News.